forest is a wall, a place where humanity stops and the wild begins. But for Leo, the forest wasn't a wall. It was a door. While the other village children played in the dusty squares, Leo listened to the wind in the canopy. He was looking for something he couldn't quite name. Leo hopped off the fence. He glanced back once to ensure no one was watching, then slipped between the trees, entering the jungle. The light immediately changed from bright sun to dappled green shadow. As Leo walked deeper into the woods, the sounds of the village faded, replaced by exotic bird calls and buzzing insects. Suddenly, he froze. A massive footprint was stamped into the mud in front of him. It was bigger than his torso. Leo clutched his chest. He felt the vibration in his ribs. He followed the sound cautiously, pushing through giant ferns. He came to a small clearing with a muddy riverbank. There, stuck fast in thick, clay-like mud up to its belly, was a young elephant calf. Garge was panicked, thrashing his trunk, letting out sharp, frightened trumpets. It was terror, and it was beautiful. Leo was terrified. He hid behind a tree, but Garge's eyes, wide with fear, met Leo's. The elephant let out a pathetic, high-pitched cry for help. Leo took a deep breath. He stepped out. He didn't run toward Garge. Instead, he sat down about 20 feet away. He pulled out his flute. Leo played his simple tune, shakily at first, then stronger. Garge stopped thrashing. His large ears flapped forward. He listened. The music seemed to calm him. Leo slowly stopped playing. He approached slowly, hands up. Garge flinched but didn't attack. Leo reached the mud pit and saw Garge's leg was tangled in submerged roots under the mud. Leo jumped into the mud. It was gross. He worked feverishly, pulling at the roots, using a sharp rock to cut them. Garge stayed impossibly still, trusting the tiny human. With a final tug, the root snapped. A loud, joyful trumpet blast rang out. Garge shook free, splattering Leo entirely in mud. Leo fell backward, laughing. Garge loomed over him, then gently extended his trunk, sniffing Leo's muddy face, and blew a puff of air onto his forehead. That day, a bridge was built where a wall used to be. Upbeat, rhythmic, tribal-influenced music began as a montage took shape, showing the passing of time over several months. Leo played his flute, and Garge responded by thumping his trunk on a hollow log, creating a beat. Close-ups showed Leo placing his hand flat on Garge's forehead. The deep sub-bass rumbled again. Leo closed his eyes, smiling, understanding the vibration. But the forest is not a fairy tale. It is a living thing, and sometimes, living things struggle. The great dry season arrived fiercely. The colors shifted, the lush green turning yellowish. The village was tense. Wells were running low. Villagers looked angry and scared. Back in the forest, Leo was with Garge. Garge was much bigger now. Garge was restless, pacing. He kept rumbling, but it wasn't a happy sound. It was anxious. A cacophony of distant elephant trumpets echoed through the woods. Garge's herd was nearby, huge shadowy figures in the distance, desperate for water. As Leo realized the problem, he understood that the only water left was the small pool near the village border, the human water. At nighttime, Leo was in his bed in the village. He felt the vibration through the ground before he heard it. The rumbling of dozens of elephants approaching. He ran outside as the village alarm bell rang. Villagers grabbed torches and spears, rushing toward the remaining water hole. Leo whispered to himself, "No. Garge. Don't come." A tense standoff unfolded at the dwindling waterhole under moonlight and torchlight. On one side were 50 angry villagers with fire. On the other, the massive shapes of the elephant herd, led by a matriarch, dying of thirst. The villagers shouted, throwing rocks to scare them off. The elephants trumpeted aggressively, ready to charge. Fear is a spark that can burn down both worlds. Suddenly, Garge broke from the herd and ran toward the water. A villager threw a spear. It missed Garge but landed right in front of him. Garge reared up, angry. In that moment, Leo burst through the line of villagers. Stop. Don't hurt him. Leo ran into the no man's land between the torches and tusks. He stood directly in front of the angry Garge, his back to the elephant, facing his own people. The villager leader shouted, "Leo, move. They are monsters. They will steal our last drops." Leo replied, "They aren't monsters. They're just thirsty. Like us." Garge lowered his head behind Leo. Garge recognized his friend. A deep rumble started in Garge's chest. It was so loud it shook the pebbles on the ground. Leo turned to Garge, placing his hands on Garge's trunk. He felt the vibration and closed his eyes, listening not with his ears, but with his instinct. The rumble changed. It wasn't anger. It was guidance. Leo's eyes opened wide. He ran away from the waterhole, about 20 feet to a dry, cracked patch of earth that looked useless. The villager leader asked, "Boy, have you gone mad?" Leo yelled to Garge, "Garge, here, dig."